We lost someone.
Hello. We're back here at Heroes and Hooligans for another week with Grim Hollow, our Delirium show. We will be doing a little bit of a fireside chat tonight with those of us in the party, spending our time recuperating and discussing our next steps in the plans. As we move around the mansion, what's everybody up to?
Well, after that whole fiasco, the friend going down, a friend succumbing, a friend scaring, but popping exactly back as planned. And I've been in the books for the last few days. Headlong reading throughout the entirety of the library's books as much as she could in that short span of time, and has learned quite a bit. Last time, I believe last time when we ended, Tina was just having a small chat with Storic before Storic decided to continue walking about. Or was there anything else, Sir Storic?
I believe Sir Storic had stolen away to waltz the halls again before running into Brill and Harnock in the form of a squirrel?
Yeah, Harnack is still a squirrel on Brill's shoulder.
Oh, are we still mid conversation? No, you would come out. I forced you to say something. I don't remember what.
Yeah, I don't remember what I said either. Then
That's all right. And then I believe we all went our separate ways. With Brill, did you end up sulking back up to the rooftops?
More than likely, Bro probably climbed back to the roof and is just chilling, sitting on the roof, looking at the moon.
Storic finding his way back to the crypt underground, where he's begun to look at ways to bring this coffin with him. And Tina, what do you move on to do?
Tina actually is going to, while everything's all still fresh in her mind, and Historic speaking about being pretty fucking hungry, Tina has an idea, and she is actually going to leave the manor and be absent for this possible planning moment, as she's going to take care of something in behind the scenes.
Oh, wonderful. So Tina slips away from the manor, unknowingly to both her and a new party, passing by Frederick as he comes back. Fred, you want to talk to us about your return?
Yes, I do. Well, obviously it's Fred, so he's going to be his quiet, normal self and just slip in without being noticed. Okay, anyways. Is my mic working? There we go.
It is 100% working, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, it just wasn't popping up. I don't know if he caught any of that, but he's just going to sneak in. Obviously, he'd probably notice Tina leaving, but he wouldn't say anything. Doesn't really know the group. Just walk back in as if he owned the place.
All right. So, Brill, you're on the roof, and Tina, you're gone. Harnock, you're still in the house, I assume?
yeah, he'd probably go back to the garden section,
Yeah.
the middle.
So, Brill or Harnock, I think one of you two would probably be the first to notice Frederick. Up to you, who?
Brill might see him approaching if he comes from outside of the house, being that she's on a roof, but I don't think she would interact. And I think the garden was kind of like that central atrium area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it? Harnock might notice Frederick, but with everything going on, I don't think he's really He's not hiding from anyone, but he's just kind of probably using Druidcraft to make the plants grow since he kind of destroyed this place.
Yeah, so Frederick, it seems like the only person inside right now is Harnock. If you're coming at it from the inside.
No. Well, yes and no. I'm gonna walk in and just go straight past them. Down to the crypt. Oh, no, it's not the crypt. It's a cellar, isn't it?
There's this. So you make your way down into the cellar with a narrow corridor lined with barrels and a knocked out cobblestone wall in the back that leads into a natural cave-like opening where you see 2 daisies with coffins on them and one with the coffin removed, Storic kneeling there next to it, looking like he's affixing straps to it.
Okay. Purposefully stepping a little bit louder than usual, he's going to walk towards Stark.
Yeah, you see as Stork's head snaps towards you at the sound of your footfalls. Fred, you've returned.
Yes, I had business elsewhere to deal with. And it seems you have all been busy in my absence.
Quite busy. There've been a few changes since you left. Perhaps some preventable ones.
Preventable, maybe. But it's been dealt with. I didn't think they were strong enough yet, and you proved me right.
Yes, well, there's another problem to be dealt with. I have 3 friends upstairs, and all I can think about when I'm close by is the smell of the blood pounding through their veins.
Oh, that will pass. Trust me, I know the experience.
I thought you might. So you led us here to become food for your children, then? Is that what it was, Frederick?
It was more a test. Either they killed you and I use them, or you kill them and I use you. Either way, I have helpers.
And I'm at this point, Storic is going to send Orstein to go alert the others that Fred is downstairs and like there's an interrogation ongoing. They might want to hear this.
Brill will actually go for it.
I was just asking. You said the Raven's gonna alert everybody.
Yeah, the Raven's gonna come through, fly through the house, hit you, go fly through the stacks, realize that it can't find Valentina, and come up and grab Brill on the roof.
Harnock will probably wait at the top of the stairs for a minute to see if Brill comes.
Brill probably isn't wasting any time. She's kind of pissed. She's not like sprinting, but she's moving with a purpose.
Heard. Yeah, so Harnock, Brill is there very shortly after you reach the top of the stairs, so she's moving with a purpose, and you are able to make your way down together. Stork's going to continue to address Frederick. So, what is this plan that you needed someone to use for, Frederick?
Well, if you must know, I am here on personal business to deal with the lady in black. Or the black lady, however the commoners like to refer to her as.
The leathers you wear, are they yours or were they someone else's that you took them off of?
The clothing is mine, if that is what you're asking.
Yes. So you were a member of the Thieves Guild at one point.
Oh no, that was the lie. See, it's quite easy to make yourself act and know about an organization, then you have been alive as long as I have. Well, how long as you have been dead as I have, if you prefer the terminology.
And yeah, I think the two of you are walking up right now.
Yeah.
I was about to say, he's kind of trailing a little behind, bro.
Brill will probably walk in at that and be like, "You don't think you could have told us that when we said we wanted to do that? Why all the shenanigans?"
Because I find it fun to mess with mortals.
Funny.
Immortality is boring.
Funny. As of late, I found it fun to kill monsters.
Yes, well, you can try, but you'll end up with my sword in your gut before you even blink.
By the way, are we always going to be meeting in crypts now? This is really creepy.
I mean, it does fit the aesthetic, does it not?
I mean, maybe for you? Kind of dark down here.
Well, if you have such a problem with it, fine. We can adjourn upstairs if that is what you wish.
I mean, we don't have to. I just don't want all of our planning meetings to be in a crypt. It's kind of macabre.
Kind of bringing the mood down.
You are literally standing before two vampires. Macabre is kind of part of the deal.
What? That's it. Oh, that's it. Like
Speaking of which,
Stork looks over at his half-fashioned coffin backpack. Yes, I can see that. I can see Macabre being part of the deal.
you went with the coffin. An admirable choice, but altogether a more difficult option.
Needed to sleep somewhere.
Well, the other option was dig yourself into a hole, bury yourself, and just carry around a jar of dirt for the rest of your immortal life.
Wait, I'm sorry. We have to bring that with us?
You have to bring the coffin with you, because it is now eternal resting place. If it is destroyed, he must find another one basically immediately. Otherwise, he will eventually go feral and attack you. Or decay, whichever happens first. Speaking of which, when was the last time you fed?
I've not fed yet.
On anyone? You have quite the reserve there, friend.
As much as is needed. And then announce more. And I think at that we'll go ahead. I think at that we'll cut over to Valentina. Val, you are off on your own mission. What's up?
Oh, he said he was letting the dog out.
Oh, okay. Missed it completely.
You're good. No, Brill doesn't look happy. She's not offering more information at this point, but she definitely looks like she's at the end of her rope with all of the things that have been happening.
Stork's still processing that he is dead. He's like,
you will get used to it.
He's like, right now,
Customary.
task oriented. Breakdown next time we're on the boat for an extended period of time.
Well, I guess that can be handled later. You said you have a plan.
I didn't say I had a plan. I had steps to a plan. Going after the black woman is not going to be an easy task, especially with the army she has surrounded herself with. Hence, the vampire spawn minions, which you dealt with, it seems.
You know, you really could have had our aid and your spawn.
Well, yes, but the amount of times that would have taken for them to get strong enough would have been at least a couple hundred years, and most of you would have been dead by then. They are vampires. They do not grow as quickly as people, especially when they are hidden and tucked away like this.
I mean,
suppose.
it kind of sounds like you kind of slowed your plan down intentionally there, Fred.
Mayhaps.
So was that as far as you got? Build up vampires to fight back, or find some mortals to use to fight back? That was as far as your steps had gotten?
Pretty much.
Oh.
I have an eternity to wait to kill her, so my hurry was not quickened.
Storic looks around and just. All right. Paper and quill. Anybody?
Maybe?
Check.
I don't think so. I think I have a diplomat's pack. I think there's paper and a quill in there.
Yeah, there is.
Most likely, yeah.
I have a scroll case stuffed full of notes. I assume I would have a cool one.
Sure. Well, I mean, if we can assume pretty safely, there's one in the house upstairs at the least. So
Yeah.
Stork spreads some paper and a quill out on the now empty coffin dais. Let's start planning. And we'll go ahead and he'll go ahead and try to sketch out a rough map of the belfry based on our observance of it earlier.
Hopefully Frederick can give some input and not
Yeah.
only 10% of it this time.
No. As he steps over to look at your probably crudely drawn map, he like swipes his hand down his like left arm, and just literally the illusion around him just fades away. His more vampiric features and teeth and eyes just stand out like a mile.
All right, Frederick. Any information you have on how many vampires or other beings are stationed in the belfry? I'm assuming that's where we'll be assaulting to attack the Black Lady.
Yes and no. That is primarily where she is held, but a strategic attack with the amount we have and the strength we have will just most likely end in a death. Or at least yours. We need to be smart about this. There is at least 20 to 30 of them in the building at all times.
Right, 20 to 30 at all times. Do you know if they concentrate in the building itself? Do they spread throughout the yards at all? We didn't see much of a watch when we sent the familiar in, but that doesn't mean there wasn't one.
It's primarily inside, but occasionally it is outside.
Okay. Do we know where in the building she's held?
I believe the clock tower, but I could be wrong. Then again, she could be anywhere. I don't exactly have a trace of a scent other than she's in the building.
All right.
Do we have any idea about patrols, watchers?
It varies from day to day. Sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't. Sometimes there's a lot of patrols. There is no seeming logical pattern to it that I can discern, and I've been here for a while.
Do we know anything about the magic around it?
It's old magic. Definitely linked to whatever the hell's going wrong with this town, but that's a matter for another time.
All right. Well, you and I would need an invitation, yes?
Yes and no. The residence is owned by one of us spawn, which makes it legible for one of us to enter. Nevertheless, it's a public building. We do not need invitation.
What if we did get one though? I mean,
If we got
I
the
assu-
petitions, then we got the petition, but it would most likely just be walking into a trap.
right, but what I'm saying is, what if we laid a trap of our own?
In what
Say
way?
sending a weak, freshly turned, hungry vampire in, searching for a master to serve and a place to feed.
That
With-
was kind of what I was thinking.
If you do that, this is permanent. If you do not kill her soon, you will be her slave.
Well,
You know
I
this.
mean, in theory, we would hope it wouldn't just be you, right? I mean, Harnock, you can turn into a squirrel or a fly, maybe.
In your observations, have you ever seen an animal go near that place willingly?
Yes. Or
Did it survive long?
Or Steen flew in without issue.
Yes, but that is your summon, follower, familiar, whatever you want to call it. Pet. It trusts you, it does what you order. But a wild creature would never go near that place. It reeks of death and
Sure,
illness.
But we
if
could sneak
Harnock
one in.
yeah, if Harnock turns into something small enough, we could sneak him in. And what if this new vampire brought an offering or two?
It would make sense. Maybe one, not two. A vampire as young as he is that hasn't fed yet, he would definitely have killed one of you at the least.
That's fair.
Yes.
But if you want to make it believable, you're going to have to rough whoever you're taking in up very badly.
I mean, that's doable.
Yes, I'll beat up Valentina.
Wait, speaking
Touch
of,
her.
where is she? Why isn't she here?
I don't know.
She was leaving as I arrived.
Or Steen couldn't find her. Oh, leaving. Perhaps she went to stock up on food in town or something, since we're staying here longer than planned.
Oh, are we?
I mean, we were planning on being here for a scouting mission, and we've been here for 4 days.
I mean, it's empty, it's abandoned. You may as well stay as long as you like. Trust me,
I
I've
mean,
made
are there any
the
other
map.
students of yours we should be warned about?
Not as of yet. But I like the look of this one, says looking at Stark.
I will be no student of yours.
You will need to learn the ways of vampirism if you are to survive, my boy. I do not wish to make you my familiar. Just guide you.
I will learn myself. I do not trust your advice, who would throw lives away of his own children for a test.
Oh, they was not mine. I just found them here. I was merely doing to them what I am offering for you. And unlike them, you already are trained in the ways of a warrior, so it will be much easier.
I will decline your offer, Fred.
Very well, but know that if you ever need me, I am here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and cut on over to Valentina on that. Tina, you are off on your solo mission. What is going on? You are muted.
Your StreamYard is muted.
I was both muted and StreamYard muted. No, Val is actually going off into town. She is keeping a little quiet, walking around a few different points and looking around to see if she can't find or see any of these plague doctors, like any more of them. Get a good look at their mask. She has something that she's planning on getting taken care of off in the plague zone, the quarantine zone over there. And already she has nicked some darker robes
Yeah.
from the manor in order to better fit the town's bill.
Yeah. Go ahead.
She
Give
has
me.
plans for something.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a stealth check there. You're sneaking around a little, trying to keep a discreet eye on them, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Um. Okay, that is a 19.
19. Yeah, you are just you blend in just enough with your darker robes and mask of your own that you're able to blend into the scattered townsfolk still moving about, keeping an eye on these shadowy masked figures. And
Oh.
you get a good image of what their doctors look like, of what their doctors' masks look like, and see one of them break off down an alleyway. It looks like they're headed off the shift to maybe head back to their base, maybe go grab a drink. You're not sure, but they're alone and secluded.
Most definitely, Tina's going to follow after a little bit. Take advantage of, there's plenty of the alleyways. There's plenty of the ways as she's kind of following them along, but she's going to take advantage of a rather more closed off area for a moment, and before she's going to actually spend one of her spell slots in order to go about walking completely oblivious of anyone who doesn't have any specialized, thanks to invisibility,
All
like
right.
Stork was supposed to.
Yeah, Valentina, you vanish from sight completely as this doctor continues to make his way down the alley, footsteps falling. He stops for a moment and leans against the side of one of the rundown brick buildings in this district. Looks like he's pausing to take a breath, maybe thinking over his day. It seems you can't see his face behind the mask, but his body language is weary, and he looks bone tired, completely unaware. What do you do?
I need to check one thing on this real quick. While he's having a little bit of his momentary rest, Tina is going to get relatively close, kind of sticking just over to the side of for a moment, and kind of watch and wait.
You see him look tense, like he's about to push himself up, like off of leaning from the building, and continue walking on. As he goes to take that first step,
As he
You
goes to
hear-
take that, oh, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
As he goes to take that first step, she's going to ready the rod that she's been kind of walking, keeping off to the side. A little special something that she got when she made trades with Harnock. And taking a nice tight grip of this magic quarterstaff, she's going to swing towards the back of his head.
Roll to hit for me. At advantage, since you are unnoticed and unseen.
All right, that is definitely helpful because I was in that one first. Let's see. That is going to be a non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20 will hit. Go ahead and give me some damage here and let me know what this staff does.
All right, I'm smacking him in the back of the head with a staff of withering.
All right.
So I'm going to expend a charge in order to do 2d10 extra narcotic, and I need a DC 15 saving throw. Con
All right.
saving throw.
DC 15 con save, sure thing. He does not make it.
There we go. He does not make it. He
No.
has disadvantage for the next hour for saving throw that uses strength or constitution.
All right, give me that damage.
All right, we have 1 bludgeoning damage and 10 necrotic damage.
So total is 17.
No, 1 plus.
Or total of 11. Yeah, he drops to the ground unconscious immediately.
So Tina, as she just kind of reappears, is gonna look around to make sure that no one is specifically like looking in and watching before she is going to reach down and take his mask.
All right.
As well as any notable emblems, notable emblems or things that seemed to signify their status with the plague doctors.
Yeah,
And
you rifle through his belongings, gather his mask, his medical kit, and think you've got all of his marks of office.
all right. Then Tina is going to spend another slot of to cast invisibility, touching him, turning his unconscious form invisible before getting up, stashing the mask, and start heading off in another direction.
All right. Yeah, you stash the mask, you head on off, and his unconscious body is left lying unseen in this alleyway. We'll go ahead and cut back to the crypt from there. Or I believe we'd moved upstairs, is that correct? Or were we planning on the dais still?
I
thought we'd stay
don't actually remember.
Okay, cool. So we move back to the crypt where we find 4 of our party gathered around a stone dais with a map sketched out on it. Frederick, do you know of any ways into the belfry that perhaps might be a little more unseen or unknown?
Not really.
No hidden pathways? Shame.
Not that I can recall. I mean, I've tried looking for things like that, but not many of the commoners or even higher people up in the city know.
No,
Belfry's an old building.
no underground like tunnels for waste or anything.
Well, there's a church, so maybe there is some sort of underground crypt or something, but unless you're planning to dig to the earth for a good couple of miles, there's no way we're getting in unseen.
Fair enough. How prepared?
Did the 2 vampire spawns turn to dust, or are they just laying on the ground here?
I believe that their bodies were left on the floor.
Yeah, Tina took the time to kind of stack them off to the side to burn later. And you know what? Maybe I'm glad we didn't burn them right away, because I don't know if Frederick wanted to do anything with them. Now that I have now that our OOC full confirmation that those are Frederick's little boys, little boy and a little girl.
Yeah, I don't know.
Proteges,
I was thinking
whatnot.
maybe if there's some kind of crypt, maybe if there was a body that needed to be buried or something.
I could
I
bring
mean,
the bodies of the spawn with me as evidence of wild vampires that attacked and turned me.
I think you being there would be enough. They would know their numbers and members well enough to know that you are not one of them.
Yes, fair enough.
Besides, you don't exactly look like one of them either.
Do they know your face?
They have seen numerous faces I have been able to conjure up, but not my real one.
So you think you might be able to gain entry with me then?
Oh no, they would definitely notice me.
Fair enough.
You get my meaning.
Yeah.
This is they are not welcome near the target.
How prepared is everyone for combat with the undead if it comes to that?
I don't know. I mean, I have my bow if I can actually hit something with it or bring myself to pull it, but apparently I have a soft spot for dead people.
Do not say those
Hey,
on those people.
Can we go around and do everyone go ahead and mute one by one quick, starting with Valentina? I want to figure out where that noise is coming from. Alright, Frederick, could you go ahead and mute quick?
I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah. Alright, I think we're good. Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. I do think that is on your end, Fred.
Probably was not my exact other day, but doesn't like to stay active. I don't know. Hopefully it. So
Alright. Alright, well, we will... So really you think your bow does radiant? It has radiant energy attached to it, correct?
Yeah, in theory, that's probably the thing I have that'll be best. And if you were to rough someone up and take them in, I suppose taking me with that bow might be a little suspicious.
Yes. Harnock, would you be... How capable do you think you would find yourself? I know that spell that you used in the crypt last, the Beam of Moonlight, was quite useful.
Yes, I can use that. I think I'll be okay fighting the undead.
Good. Frederick, are you ready to slay your own kind?
oh, I am very versed in killing vampires, my boy. Do not worry about me.
Seems the only one left to worry about is Valentina, and I have faith she'll be able to hold her own. Speaking of which, Valentina, what are you up to?
Val is up to something. With everything going on and with everything coming to a head quickly, Tina takes advantage of what she's got right away. She adorns what she needs to with the emblems, puts on the mask, and she goes to make her way into the quarantine zone.
Awesome. Give me a performance or deception check to disguise yourself.
We are going to do the deception, which I just so happened to prep in my dream walking.
You can go ahead and have advantage on this since you went ahead and stole some of their actual kit and unique marks of office, so to speak.
All right. Dream walking. Pick one to add proficiency bonus to it. Yeah. So that one being not that one. 2 seconds. Very sorry.
No worries.
That's better. All right. That is a 17 plus 6 for a 23 deception.
23 deception. Awesome. Yeah, you get this mask on, you're able to mess with the straps and tighten it up so it covers your face perfectly, like it was molded for your skull. And you latch on to the back of a pack of doctors heading into the quarantine zone and are able to just trail along unnoticed. What do you do once you're through the great wooden gates?
Val is going to make a patrol around, taking careful notice to walk a little slower, whilst keeping a close eye, seeing how they're handling and doing things on this side. More like the basic normalities, like if they're going and they're actually checking people out, if they're just walking in, walking out, how long they may be stepping in or whatnot.
Yeah. So you go ahead and give me a perception or a medicine check.
It's the same either way. That is going to be a 15 plus 4, 19.
19? Yeah, you're able to sit there and with your trained medicine, keep an eye on the doctors moving around and pick up on the procedures they're doing. It seems like it's mostly palliative care, honestly. There's not a lot of real progress you can see being made here. People aren't getting better. They're wasting away. And you see there's whole families in this part of the village. Children with the weeping pox, mothers crying for their babies. And the doctors, from what you can see, they're doing their best, but there's just not much to be done.
What can she see about the ones that are very far along?
Yeah,
Specifically with this, I'm drawing a blank on the name, but specifically the pox, the
weeping pox.
The weeping pox. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That was it.
Yeah, you see that those who are so far gone that their sight is gone are receiving, it seems, a lower standard of care than those who still might, if there was a cure, be able to be saved. But there are those whose time is coming soon, and it seems both they and the doctors know it. They know they've been given up on.
Valwyn is going to actually go into one of the specific places where they have one of these, one singular remaining in the location, as well as on that verge, because this next part relies on how desperate. Yes, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, you come up to a shabby tent. You can see that it's been torn and sewn back together multiple times towards the back of the encampment along the coastline. Almost just those few wooden stakes of fence separating it from the ocean. And you see, sitting on a small wooden stool out in front of it, a woman, advanced in age. You'd guess maybe in her middle age, perhaps even a bit older, maybe an elder of this community. Eyes staring blankly ahead with blood red rivulets having run down her cheeks to the point where they seem like dusty crags forming upon her skin. Are you continuing to approach quietly, or are you moving with confidence in your disguise at this point? Are you moving with purpose?
Purpose, and with confidence on the disguise. But Tima, as she comes in, will kind of look directly towards her before kind of closing off the tents and.
Yeah, you move towards her, and you notice that as you do, she turns her ear to face you. Hello? Hello? Who's there?
I've come again.
Oh, is that you, Doctor?
Yes, it is one of us.
Oh, yes. It's quite good to have you by. I hadn't seen you in about a week. I was afraid you'd given up on us.
Some things came up. Some fellows came into town, and they're starting to. A couple of them are starting to flood back in, are starting to get brought in here as well. Things aren't. Things are getting very strange out there.
She gives you a small smile, and you can see she's missing about half of her teeth as she grins up at you. I think things have been strange for a while, dearie, but they always settle down again, and then there's a new strange. Do you have any? Is there good news? Have they found anything new about the sickness?
No, new and interesting symptoms continue to start to add up, though it's hard to determine if they're the proper coming from this or if they just happen to be coming from the other extravagant amounts of disease that's spreading around. It's not only is it doing so much to attack the body, it's also making it harder to defend.
Oh, but I'm happy to chat with you, dear. But was there something you needed as well? I know you're all very busy, and I don't want to keep you just so I have a bit of company. I'd
I
like to see this disease cured as quick as possible. I've got some grandkids out there who, I'd like to see not have to deal with it for the rest of their lives.
What was your name again?
Oh, my name? Bertie, darling. It's Bertie.
Well, Bertie, as you might expect, there's been no great leap towards ending something that seems to grip tight whoever catches. But I have a couple things that may be able to offer assistance. One may or may not confirm something, and the other. We'll get to the other. If it comes.
Oh,
Go on.
what do you need me to do? Do you need more of the blood? Because I don't know how much is left in these old bones, but you're welcome to draw it. And she lifts her arm out and holds it up.
And Tina will kind of reach out and kind of take the hand of the arm reached out and lower her arm back down before saying, "No, no, I need you to drink something for me. I have
Oh,
a little.
another medicine.
Yes, this may help." And Tina is going to offer a small bottle of a glowing, viscous, watery liquid and kind of unpop the cork and start to like kind of bring it to her lips and say, "Just, it will taste rather intense."
All right. She feels the bottle pressed to her lips and begins to swallow as you tip it back.
So Tina is giving her a drink of good medicine. She specifically used a third level spell on it previously, in which it has the special benefit of being able to remove and cure all diseases, save for the extravagant extra ones. Um, and as far as if I recall, Huli told me that this was not going to work.
All right. Yeah. As she swallows the good medicine, you see her body shake a bit. Her fingers straighten, no longer curled the way they were before, and she looks a bit healthier, but the weeping red rivulets still run down her face.
She also gets 14 health back. So it's nice healthy. Return some of that blood.
Yeah, she feels better. You can see like her arthritis clears up a little. She's sitting healthier and seems to be in less pain, but the symptoms of the pox do not lessen.
I was afraid of that.
I
How
feel
do you
better than
feel now?
I feel better than I have in years, dear. This is quite the medicine. But and you see a fresh river of blood run down. But I'm not sure it's quite done the job.
How old are your grandkids, Bertie?
Oh, they'd be 30 and 33 now?
What about your great grandchildren?
Oh, I don't have any yet. They haven't seen fit to bless us. But they're good children. Good children. Uh, go to church every day.
Well, Bertie,
Such respect for the old ways.
well, Bertie, as I look you over, I don't know that. And even though I've been able to make you feel much healthier for now, that you're not going to be able to pass for the next attempt. And on the off chance that we are able to find something, when we find something, I want you to be in a healthier position. So you can see them when they decide to bless you with grandchildren. So do as you've been doing. Keep strong. Keep that chin up. You bring a hope, a light that you don't find too much in darker times like such as this.
Thank you, Doctor. And she takes her other hand and pats yours where you're holding the one she raised for you. Was there nothing else? Just keep the good attitude?
Yeah. As well as drink the next one to come by. Make sure they bring a little bit of better water. And Tina's going to start to shuffle out of the tents, getting a good eye of this old lady. That she's not going to be quite the fit for what she has a planned need of. She's just a little bit too aged.
All right. Tina, what are you going out looking for?
I'm gonna try and find someone that's a little bit on the young, someone that's still in the same desperate position, but a little bit on the more fit side, more proper aged.
Yeah.
She
You're
also has a confirmation about this disease and knows that it is not ordinary.
you're looking around the camp and find another. It seems the more heavily suffering people in the quarantine camp are pushed to the edges where their suffering and screams will bother as few people as possible. And you find another gentleman, probably in his mid 40s, human man, who seems to have been a laborer of some sort before the illness struck him. He has wasted away quite a bit, but you can see where healthy muscles once bulged under the skin, and his face has sunken in, and what was once a strong jawline is now the jutting bones of a living corpse.
Oh, so fun. Tina will kind of enter in and approach the individual, approach this laborer-looking man. Hello.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
approach the man. Yes. Who's one of the doctors?
Indeed. In fact, I was specifically sent to come and check on you.
It's about damn time. I've got work to get back to, and none of you have been able to give me the cure for this wretched disease yet.
What's your name, sir?
Gregor.
Gregor. And Tina's gonna kind of get down over by her, and she's gonna kind of like start checking him out for what's all going on, confirmation of the obvious. But as she's doing this, she's gonna keep talking to him.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Oh, there we go. That is going to be a 9. She's more
9?
Yeah, she's much more focused on trying to talk with him at this point. She's being clumsy as all living fuck.
Yeah, you're only really seeing symptoms of the weeping pox, but you're also not really keeping your eyes on him that much. You're just, this isn't a patient. This is a victim. What are you talking to him about?
She's just going to start asking him about why he's so eager to get back to work. Do you have family, kids that you have to worry about?
You've got family legacy to worry about. That's what I've got. We've been the best logging company in the area for nigh on 200 years now. Don't know, you sound like one of them longer-eared folks, so I don't know if 200 years seems like much to you, but, for us humans, 200 years of being the best business, that's a big deal. We don't get as long to get good at things, so we've got to work 10 times as hard to get as much work done in 10 times less.
Logging, huh? Is it just you and the father?
Yes, we got a whole company, but we're out there working and felling trees with them every day. Every day up until this damn illness. Knew I shouldn't have come to this fucking country. But no, the contracts are the best offers we've had in ages.
Well, how much have you heard about all of this weeping pox?
Just what you lot have told me. There's not a cure yet, but you're working on one and it'll be ready soon. Don't worry about it. You get your eyes back, you get your strength back. I'm starting to believe it's just you bunch of fucking bullshit.
Well, when something stumps us this hard, it's very difficult to sometimes be straight from the truth. If we tell the truth to the wrong person, they say, accept it, and they'll die within their sleep. Might be
So
more comfortable, perhaps, but do you really call it a mercy when you pretty much lay them in their grave and don't at least bury it?
So you're saying it is just, stumping you. There's not going to be a cure, is there? They're just waiting for us to die so that we're not their problem anymore.
No. No cure as of yet. But desperate times offer interesting opportunities. Striking a bargain with the right people.
Opportunities and bargains are. I'm a businessman. I understand opportunities and bargains. I just, wish I had enough wood to sell that I could buy a cure for this.
How much does this family business of yours mean to you?
It's all I have. It's everything. A couple of years from now, I was going to adopt a boy on my own, raise him up to take it over. Now that I'm settling in, this contract was supposed to set us up for a whole nother generation. Instead, I'm here, trapped in a camp with fences built of my own lumber.
Well, you might need to think something different for now. You might not see it too much since we keep you in here, but we've had to do the haul outs as of late. Enough people are starting to succumb. More get brought in almost every day.
I noticed it's getting louder and louder in the center there, and more crowded and crowded here on the edges.
And you definitely don't want to end up at that state, do you? To where you can't feel naught but the pain toiling through you.
No, of course I don't, but you just said there's not a cure, and what am I going to do about it? I'm not a medicine man, I'm just a logger.
You could make a deal.
You tell me who I can make a deal with, and I'll sign that deal in a second. I just want to get out of here and see my father again.
If someone
Get my
wants
axe in my hands again.
if someone wants to sign that, one must also know the terms, right? You could die here, alone, away from your father, without the thought or notion of being able to raise that young boy to take over. Because that's the closest guarantee you have right now. But I am offering you a chance to continue to settle that desire to work. And from a position that's with with the right mindset, you can help your father in other ways. You're a businessman, working under someone who can provide you with the right stipends, the right proper means. Serve under in a manner. You run it,
You're saying
you
you can
clear the
fix this, though. You're saying you can fix this for the right deal. You can fix this.
I have people who can fix this. And as far as I know, I'm not offering anything I can't. Otherwise, I'm sure they would tell me.
Then I'll make the deal. I'll make the deal. And you see him looking around the room, and for just a second, his blank, staring eyes make contact with yours, and there is a wild, frenzied joy at the thought of survival behind those unseeing eyes.
Well, allow me to explain something. Every detail of this binding contract needs to be gone over. I can't trick you. I have to give it to you straight. What you offer is servitude in my manor, in which you shall do as house carls do. Whether you happen to run and do something for me in a small errand around, whether it's clearing the dead trees, planting the grass, or making the food. But you're not the pure servant. You'll serve the house. You'll also, once a month, for reasons you can assume, I will need you to distill a liter of your blood. I'll have you know, after this deal, it should probably just sit inert, so I need to study and test things. And third, you will stay at the manor. As far as anyone around here is concerned, including your father, you passed. But what I will give you in return is I will clear you of this this weeping pox. It'll be gone for 7 years. You will also give me what little piece of your spirit needed to empower the contract.
All right. I'll make the deal. I'll make the deal.
And
Anything to see the forest again.
and Val will pull out a. Now that I have this, I forgot to look this one up. My bad.
While you go ahead and get that together, we're actually going to go ahead and cut back to the manor quick.
Perfect.
So as Val prepares to forge this contract in blood and soul. Manor group, what are we up to? The attack has been tentatively planned. And are we splitting off separately?
Yeah, once it's planned, Harnack could probably just head back to the garden area.
Brillo,
Stuart's going to stay downstairs and continue working on his coffin bag.
Coffin bag.
Coffin fanny pack.
what was Fred up to?
Oh, look, there we go, there we go. I don't know. I think he'd probably just be by himself in the corner somewhere. Most
Okay.
likely just meditating.
Once the planning's done, Brillo probably makes her way upstairs, and when Harnock makes to split off, she's gonna be like, "Hey, do you want to join me on the roof for a bit?"
He'll kind of turn back, kind of little surprised, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. And then Brill's gonna, like she did before, make her way outside and just kind of like 4-limb crawl up the building.
Harnock will wild shape into a squirrel and climb up. And obviously, when I get to the top, I'll just unchange.
Okay. Brill will probably like look up for a bit and be like, "You're old, right, Harnock?"
Yep, some would say.
I think I like it up here because when I look up at the stars, I can pretend
Pretend
that
what?
that I'm still back there, that I'm still me, that nothing's changed. Everything here, it's all different, but looking up here, being out here reminds me that it's all the same. It's still the world. Do the stars ever change, Harnock?
Not a long time. But like everything, things do change. Doesn't always have to be for the worse.
Sure seems like it lately.
For every dark time, there's always a darker time. We just have to make sure we keep looking for the light.
You know, I don't think I ever really said it, but you were the first person that talked to me when I came back. So in some ways, you're kind of like my oldest friend.
I have lived a long life, but I can say that you have probably been the closest friend I've had in a lifetime.
Listen, I'm not good at this stuff. I never was, but I can tell that you've been different ever since Christopher Robin.
When you set out on your mission in life to try and help, to be reminded of what you lack can weigh on you over time.
Well, I mean, that was only the start. I mean, there was that. You've been quiet since then, but then with Storic, I mean, you were so upset when you thought you lost him, but now you won't even talk to him.
Yes, I have dealt with many things over my life, but like I said, You're someone that has become my closest friend. And I was beginning to think that for the first time I could fulfill someone's hope with helping you. And then we met them both as well. And I know they both have their problems, but I thought I could keep everybody safe. And I've just failed a lot in my lifetime, and sometimes you just wonder if you can ever succeed.
I mean, we succeeded at getting the Crone Stone. You succeeded at helping Rabbit. We're gonna get this dream leaf. And it's not like you can still help me. I mean, we have to find Ulmir's gate. And I can honestly say there's no one I want with me more when I get Lys back than you.
Harnaka will reach out a little bit and kind of clap Brill on the shoulder. I will not fail again. We will find her.
How do you feel about all this business with the Belfry?
It worries me. I think I don't trust vampires. I mean, we told you what they can do to you with making you do things you wouldn't normally do. And I want to trust Storic. I do. I failed him, and he became this.
I don't think you failed him, Harnock. He knew that things weren't right. That's why he sent word to get us. But he went on alone anyways. Sometimes you have to accept that you can't save everyone. Some people don't want to be saved.
Harnock could kind of be a little quiet, and then just kind of almost whisper, but I can never stop trying.
How about this? Things go sideways at the Belfry. We'll make sure that we get out, no matter what.
I agree to that. We go in together and we leave together.
This town, all of this, I want to help people, but this isn't really our battle. Fred keeps saying it's his own personal vendetta, and I'm certainly sure that these vampires aren't doing anything good here, but they were here before we came. And if we can't deal with them, they'll be here after. There's no point in us dying to not change anything.
Now that I know, though, if we do escape this, I think we should continue. But I have to come back and help these people.
We will.
Now that I know.
If we don't solve all of their problems now, we'll make sure that when we're done with the gate and the dream leaf, with the Weaver and all of this other craziness that's been going on, we'll come back. I'll come with you if nothing else.
kind of squeeze Brill's shoulder a little bit and say it's a deal.
It's a deal.
Very nice. Yeah, I think you guys spend some time on the roof looking up at the stars. Things that don't change. Thinking about where you've been and where you are. And now on to things that do change. Valentina, what does the prep look like for this contract ritual? You are muted on StreamYard.
Damn it. So basically, I need to use some magic ink and some paper worth at least 50 silver. And that is exactly what she is using because she got plenty of material niceties and thingities.
Wonderful. Yeah, so you write this contract out in this magical ink on the paper, on this very nice, like, vellum paper, or vellum parchment, including all the terms that you and Gregor had agreed upon verbally. And at the very end, there's a spot at the bottom for each of your signatures. Do you ask him to sign first, or do you?
Val will ask for him to sign first, kind of offering it forward and pressing it on her arm, giving it a perfect place to be able to sign it.
Yeah, he fumbles around for the quill and does his best to sign his name. It's not written very clearly, but it's the intent behind the writing is what matters for the magic.
As it kind of like seals in, parts of the lettering and such will kind of like etch in and kind of give extra swiggles, swirls, and kind of sheen.
Yeah, and
As
you pull the parchment away from your arm where he was writing, you notice that etching has pressed through into your skin.
And Val will, as she does so, will kind of reach a finger over towards the etching and kind of rub before kind of like take her fingers and kind of whisking them in front before she's gonna she's gonna go over and kind of press her finger to the contract almost as if it was pricking her, and kind of like escheling out from her fingers is her signature, which is long and drawn in a rather forgotten language.
All right. As this magical writing spills out from the tip of your finger, it flares at the bottom of the contract, and you feel a burn in the etched signature on your arm as it flashes a bright, blistering red before fading and becoming unseeable on your skin. You can still feel the weight of that name and piece of spirit that is now trapped within it, but no other can see it. Your pact is forged.
Tina will. Oh, go ahead.
That is where we're gonna end that scene.
Perfect.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do back at the house before we wrap up for the night?
Nah, bro probably falls asleep on the roof, real talk.
Harnack probably just at some point shifts down and goes into the gazebo.
All right. Yeah, we will go ahead and call it for the night. Thank you for joining us here at Heroes and Hooligans for another Monday night with our Delirium Grim Hollow campaign. I've been Chipper. I'm joined today by Dawn, Tyr. I don't remember your name, Frederick, but our guest star playing Frederick.
I am Kevin.
And of course, the most beloved Duke playing Harnock. Thanks for having us. Have a wonderful night.
Bye, everybody.
There were two sisters, they went playing to see their father's ships come sailing. And when they came onto the sea brim, the elder did push the younger in. Sometimes she sank and sometimes she swam, till her corpse came to the miller's den. What did he do with her breastbone? He made him a viol to play on. What did he do with her fingers so small? He made pegs to his viol withal. And what did he do with her nose ridge? Onto his viol